If you have heart failure or a heart condition, or you suffer with a respiratory disease such as COPD, where you feel breathless very quickly, then this video is a gentle home exercise program for you. Hi everyone, and welcome to Exercise for Health. And today I have a workout that will help people manage their heart or lung conditions. If you are someone that gets breathless very quickly with an effort that matches activities of daily living, then this session may be suitable for you. It will include a mixture of standing aerobic and seated strength exercises, and other than a chair to sit on, you will only need a couple of light hand weights such as bottles of water. We will start the warm-up seated before moving to the main part, which will mix standing and seated exercises to allow your breathing to recover, and then finish seated for the cool down. As always, work at your own pace, and everyone following this program will have different levels of fitness. So if you find it difficult to keep up, then just pause the video to take longer rest breaks when required, or just do what you can within each exercise. There is no expectation to complete each one fully, but this program will be at a much lower intensity compared to many of my other workout videos. So hopefully it will be more manageable and give you the confidence to be able to complete it, if not on the first attempt. If you're unsure if it would be suitable for you though, please check with your health professional before conducting this program. So have a drink of water handy, as well as some small hand weights, and we'll start with the warm-up. Right then, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to start with the warm-up seated. So if you're sat in your chair, I want you to sit on the front half of your chair. So if you need to, shuffle your bottom forwards. So you're sat near the front. Bring the feet so they're about a shoulder width wide underneath your knees. Sit yourself up nice and tall so you're in good posture, and we're going to start off with a march, a seated march. So I basically just want you to get the legs and the arms working. So we're lifting the feet just a few inches off the floor, and just a nice, slow, steady tempo to get you going. Good. So make sure you're sat up really tall. You don't want to be slouching as we're doing this, because we want to try and activate some of the core muscles as well as we're warming up. Good. So a nice steady pace. Keep the arms moving a little bit as well with the feet. And we'll just gradually build your heart rate up slowly. Brilliant. Okay, right, the next one we're going to do is we're going to go into shoulder rolls. So if you bring your feet down to a standstill, just relax your arms to the side of the body, and then from there I want you to lift both shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades back together and then let the shoulders drop back down. So we're lifting up, squeezing back, and then dropping back down. Nice, slow, steady movement again. Get as much range of movement as you can within those shoulders. So we're really trying to activate all those muscles on the top of the back. Good. Keep breathing with it as well. Don't want to forget that bit. Good, let's do one more. Brilliant. Okay, right, next one. If you bring your feet and your knees closer together, what we're going to do is we're going to abduct the hip. So basically that means we're going to take the knee and the foot out to the side, then we'll bring it back to the center, and then we'll do the opposite one. So we're going to take one foot out as wide as you can, bring it back to the middle, and then do the opposite one. So you're just going to alternate left and right in your own time. Again, make sure you're maintaining good posture, so sit up tall. And as we're doing this, we're trying to keep the upper body remaining facing forwards, so we're not twisting the top half of the body. It's just the leg that's going to go out to the side as far as you can, and then back to the middle. Good. So you start to feel these muscles activating around the hips. Good, let's do a couple more. Brilliant. Right, bring the feet back so they're a shoulder width wide again. The next one we're going to do is a torso twist. So for this one, I suggest you cross your arms over your chest so your hands are on the opposite shoulders. Sit yourself up tall, and then this time we're actually going to twist the spine. So we're going to rotate. So I turn the shoulders to face one way, come back to the middle, and then twist and rotate the opposite direction. So again, sit up tall as you're doing this as well. So maintain that posture as you're rotating left and right. And as we're going through this warm-up, by now you should start to feel that your breathing's come up a little bit. So you're having to breathe a little bit faster, but it should be manageable. Good. Do one more. And then bring it back to face the front. Right, the next one. Place your hands just to the side of you, on the side of the chair if you want to. And we're gonna do some straight leg heel digs. So from there, all I want you to do is straighten one leg out so the heel then taps the floor. Bring that foot back in and then do the opposite one. So as you do the heel dig, try and pull the toes and the forefoot back towards you as you extend the knee. And again, we're just alternating left and right. Again, maintaining good posture while you're sat on the chair. So we'll feel these muscles start to work on the front of the legs. Good. Couple more. Brilliant. Right, bring the foot back in. So the next one, we're going to be reaching out from left to right. So for this one, you might want to take your feet out a little bit wider, just to give you a bit more base of a support. So from there, you can either put your hands on the side, and then as you reach with one, the other hand stays on the chair, reach out as far as you can, come back in, place that hand down, and then do the opposite one. So we're just going to lean to one side as far as you comfortably can without compromising your balance, even though we're sat down. So reach, you'll feel a lot of tension coming in around the muscles around the side of the waist as you reach out to the side. Good. Reach out as far as you can, back to the middle. Good, let's do one more. Okay, right, bring it back in. Bring the feet in so they're about shoulder width wide again. So the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna do a knee extension, and then we're gonna put in some ankle pumps. So this is where we straighten the leg, keeping the leg off the floor. We're then gonna point the toes forwards, pull the toes back. That's an ankle pump, 2, 3 times, then bring the foot back in, and then we'll go on to the other leg. So straighten one leg out, ankle pump, 2, 3, foot goes back down, opposite leg, straighten, 1, 2, 3, and then back in. Straighten, 1, 2, 3, back down, good. Again, sit up tall as you're doing this as well, so don't start to slouch. Good, and you'll start to feel these muscles working on the front of the thighs by now. And again, 1, 2, 3, and down. Let's just do one more on each leg. Last time. Well done, good. Right, let's go back into that march that we did at the beginning. So just get the arms and legs moving again, just a little bit. And this pretty much completes the warm-up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the main part of the workout, and that will mix some standing exercises with some seated exercises. Okay, right, so we need to get to standing now. So from where you are, hands on the chair, lean the body forwards, and then keep going forward so you get your nose over your toes, and then push the feet through the floor. Bring your hips up and forward so you get yourself to standing. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to create a little bit more space so it's easier for you to see. What we're going to do now is we're going to do some knee raises, but we're going to add in a little bit of a twist with the upper part of the body. So if you have your hands out in front of you, so your hands are about the same height as your hips, and what I want you to do is, as you lift one knee, so if I'm going to lift my right knee, it means I'm going to twist my upper body to the right, so then the right knee will meet the left hand. So we come up and then down, and then we go the opposite way, up and down. So again, nice steady movement. So while we're doing these standing exercises, they are going to be aerobic, so by the end of it they should get you a little bit breathless. We're going to do it for 20, so we're going to do 10 each leg effectively. So set yourself up ready, and off we go. So 1, 2, just raise the knee up as high as you comfortably can. 6, 7, again, just work to a tempo that feels right for you. So if you feel that you can go a bit quicker than me, that's fine. 13, 14, 15, good, keep it going. 16, last 4, 17, 18, 19, last one, 20, good. Right, that should have got your heart rate up a little bit and got you breathing a bit faster. So we're going to go back to sit back down again so we can do an active recovery exercise. So sit yourself back in your chair, and this is where you're going to need your hand weights. So I've got my water bottles, and again, sit near the front half of the chair for this one. We're going to do bicep curls, and for these active recovery exercises where we're sat down, we're going to do 10 reps. So I want to start off with your arms completely straight, so you've got the weights just to the side of the legs, and then the movement then is you're going to keep your elbows tucked in, but we're going to bend the elbows, bringing the fists up to the shoulders, and then slowly lower back down until your arms are straight. All the while, we're going to make sure we maintain good posture so you sat up tall. So get yourself ready, sit up nice and tall, deep breath in, and then breathe out as you lift. 1, slowly back down, breathing in, and then lift again. 2, breathing in as you lower, breathe out as you lift. 3, good. Again, nice, slow and steady. 4, because we want to use this to get a little bit of recovery from the aerobic part. 5, slowly down. 6, make sure you're maintaining good posture with the torso. 7, back down, good. 8, good, last 2. 9, one more, and 10, brilliant. Okay, right, so pop your weights just to one side for a moment. You'll need them again in a minute. Let's get you back up to standing again. The same sit to stand as we did earlier. So this time, we're going to be doing the next aerobic one, is side step half squats. So what we're going to do is we're going to step out to one side. We're going to half squat, which means we're only going to go down a short way. As we do that, I'm going to raise my arms up to the front. I'm going to bring my feet back in, step out the opposite way, half squat, arms come up to the front. So as you do your half squat, just make sure that you're sticking your bottom backwards, so you're allowing the hips and the knees to bend as you bring your arms up to the front. Okay, so get yourself ready in your space. Ready, off we go. So step out to the side, half squat, arm raise, come back up, step across, opposite side, half squat and arm raise. That's 2. So we're going to do 20 of these because it's the aerobic part. 4, 5, keep breathing with it, get the oxygen in. 6, but also make sure you're breathing out, get the carbon dioxide out. 7, 8, good. So remember, we're not going too low on this squat. 9, just enough to feel these leg muscles working. 10, halfway through. 11, remember at any point if you need to stop and rest, that's fine. 12, just stop and rest for a bit. 13, 14, again you start to feel the breathing coming back up again. 15, 16, last 4, 17, 18, 2 more, 19, last 1, 20, well done. That should have got the legs working a bit. Right then, let's do our active recovery. We're going to sit yourself back down. So back in your chair, and again, you're going to need your hand weights again. So this time we're going to do a side lateral raise. So as before, sit on the front half of your chair. Start off with the arms to the side. Again, sit yourself up tall. If you can lean forwards fractionally, then great, but don't worry if you can't. If that's uncomfortable, stay sat up nice and tall. But the movement is I'm going to keep a very, very slight bend in the elbows, and I'm going to raise the weights out to the side until I get to shoulder height. So everything's in alignment. And then come back down until they're back to the side of the body again. So it's a side lateral raise. So when you're ready, weights to the side, sit yourself up tall. Remember, we're going to do 10 of these. So deep breath in, and then breathe out as you lift. 1, breathing in as you come back down. 2, good, breathing in. 3, 4, try and keep the rest of the body dead still as you're moving the arms up and down. 5, 6, good. 7. Slowly down. 8. Again, we're working these small muscle groups around the shoulders, so you might start to feel it around the shoulders a bit. 9. One more. And 10. Brilliant, well done. Right, just pop the weights to one side again. We'll use them again in a second. Need to get back up to standing for the next aerobic one. So this time, this is where we're going to need your wall space, because we're basically going to be doing a wall push or a wall press, followed by a couple of hamstring curls. So that's where we're going to get the knee to bend. We're trying to get the heel of the foot up close to your bottom, and then we'll do the opposite one. So I want your hands about a shoulder width or slightly wider than a shoulder's width on the wall and a little bit lower down on the wall. Feet about shoulder width wide too, and you should be angled into the wall. So the movement is going to be do the wall press, and then as soon as your arms are straight, we're going to do heel flick or hamstring curl, and then we start again for the next one. As you're doing the hamstring curl, make sure the knee doesn't come forwards, so keep the knee in alignment with the hip. So we're just trying to get this bend of the knee rather than bringing the hip forwards, okay? So set yourself up ready on your wall, feet are shoulder width wide, and we're going again, we're doing 20 of these, off we go. So do the wall press first, as soon as your arms are straight, heel to bottom, then we start again. 2, hamstring curl, 3, curl, 4. As you're doing the hamstring curls, make sure the foot's going back down to the same spot on the floor. Otherwise you end up walking yourself further away from the wall. That'll make it harder. But if you need to, just shuffle your feet back in again. That's 6. Slowly in, push. 7, push. 8, 9, good. Keep it going if you can. That's 10. So we're halfway through. You might start to feel the muscles across the chest and the shoulders working on this one, and a bit on the back of the arms, but we're also getting the feet and the legs working as well with the hamstring curl. It's 12, 13, 14. Again, if at any point you need to rest, remember that's absolutely fine. 15, 5 more if you can. 16, 17, 18, 19, good. Last one. And 20, well done. Curl, brilliant. Okay, give the arms a bit of a shake if they're a bit tired. Right, let's get back to your chair again. So sit yourself back in your chair. So I want the hand weights again. So this last one with the weights is going to be a bent over row. So again, sit yourself on the front half of your chair, feet about shoulder width wide. Now you do need to try and lean the torso forwards as much as you can for this one. So I'm going to try and take my chest over where my knees are, but trying to make sure I'm still sat up tall, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to not bend over from the lower part of the back. So I'm going to push my chest forwards, so I'm still sat up tall, but I've got that slight lean forwards. I'm going to hold the weights to the side of the body, and then the movement from there then is we're going to do like a row movement. So I'm going to lift the weights up and in towards the waist, and then lower back down. And as we do that, we're going to try and drive the elbows up and back, really get a squeeze of the shoulder blades at the top before you then lower the weights back to the start position. So get your weights ready, lean the body forwards as far as you comfortably can. Ready, deep breath in, and then breathe out as you lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades back, and then breathe in as you lower back down. That's 1, 2, deep breath in, 3, good. So get those elbows up and back as far as you can. 4, at the same time squeezing those shoulder blades together. 5, good. 6, again we're doing 10 on this one because it's our active recovery to get your breathing to come back to normal. 7, brilliant. 3 more. 8, last 2. Keep that body lean forwards. 9. One more. And 10. Excellent. Right, pop the weights to one side and we're back up to standing for our last one. So get yourself back up. So for this last standing one, last standing exercise in the main part of the workout is we're going to do a reverse lunge. So that's where we start off with our feet to shoulder width wide. Take a foot backwards, so the back foot's on the ball of the foot, and allow that back knee to bend just a little bit. So we're only going to go down halfway, so don't need to go all the way down. Just go down halfway and then pop back up and bring that foot forwards, and then we start with the opposite leg. As we're doing that, we're going to do an arm raise out to the side if you can. Now if you find that balance is a little bit tricky for this one, I would suggest staying close to support and not worrying about the arm raise. So just basically step back and do the half lunge, but then you've got something to hold on to for support if you need it. So set yourself up ready, feet about shoulder width wide, and off we go. So step back, drop down a little bit, raise the arms if you can, come forwards, opposite leg, step back, drop down the back knee a little bit, arms raise, back up, come forwards, that's 2. So we're doing 20 for this last aerobic one. That's 4. So we're not going down too far, remember, just enough to stimulate the muscles in the legs and the bottom. That's 6. 7. Keep the breathing going with it, because this is an aerobic one. 8. We're doing 20. 9. If it gets too much, remember to stop and take a breather. 10. 11. Good. 12. 13. 14. Keep it going if you can. 15. We're in the last 5. Just raise those arms up, no higher than shoulder height. 4 more. Good. 3 more. So last 2 now, 1 more on each leg if you can. Last 1. Well done. Right then, before we sit back down, let's just do a gentle walk on the spot, just to try and get rid of some of that build-up of lactic acid in the legs. So nice steady walk. Let's try and get your breathing to start to come back to normal. So really try and get in tune with your breathing now. Feel how hard you've been working at the end of that last exercise. And I want you to be in tune with it, see if you can feel it begin to recover. So by the time we finish the seated exercises, the stretches at the end, hopefully you'll have your breathing somewhere close to normal again. Okay, we're going to do a side step. So I just want to side step one way, side step back. So we're doing one foot to the other foot, and then go back to the opposite side. Good. Nice and relaxed now. Bringing that heart rate back down slowly. Good. Okay. Right, let's bring the feet down to standstill so they're about shoulder width wide. So we're going to do a few heel raises. So for this, keep your feet to shoulder width wide and then lift both heels up off the floor. So you're going right up onto the balls of the feet and then lower back down. If this becomes an issue for balance, then just hold on to something lightly like the wall or a support like a chair next to you as you're raising the heels up and then lower back down. So we're just trying to get the muscles working in the lower part of the back of the leg, just to help pump the blood back up to the heart to help with the circulation, so the blood doesn't end up pooling in the lower part of the leg while we're sat down. Good. Let's do 1 more of those. Okay, right then, let's get you back to your chair. So go back to your seated position. And we're going to do those heel raises, but we're going to do them sat down, which works a slightly different area of the calf muscle. So I want your feet about shoulder width wide, again sat on the front half of your chair, and I want you to rest your arms or your elbows, so you're leaning forwards and you're resting them on your knees, and that'll put a little bit of weight forwards through the feet. And then the movement then is just to lift the heels up off the floor and then lower back down. So you'll feel yourself rocking forwards and backwards a little bit. But again, we're just still trying to activate those muscles in the lower legs to pump the blood back up towards the heart. Good. So you should start to feel your breathing get close to normal anytime over the next few minutes, hopefully, as we're sat down. Brilliant. Let's do one more of those. Okay, right then. We're going to finish off with a few stretches and we're going to work through different muscles in the body. So as we're doing the stretching, just make sure that you breathe in and out in a nice, slow, relaxed manner while you hold the position of the stretch. So we're going to start off with an upper back stretch. If you place one hand on top of the other, and then I want you to roll your shoulders forwards and then start to push your arms out straight in front of you. And as you do that, you'll begin to feel a stretch around the sides, around the top of the back between the shoulder blades. So once you've found that stretch, hold it still, but focus on that breathing. So slow, deep, relaxed breathing. Try and get as much of the air out your lungs as you can on each breath. Good. Okay, and release the stretch. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to stretch the muscles on the chest and the front of the shoulders. So for this one, we want the back of the hands round into the lower part of your back. If you can't get them right the way back, just keep them to the side around where your bottom is. And then from there, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back together. So it's like we're trying to pull the elbows back. Imagine they're trying to get them to touch behind you. And that will open up all the muscles across the front. So again, we're going to hold the position of the stretch, but make sure you relax your breathing while you hold that stretch. So slow, deep, relaxed breathing. Brilliant. Okay, relax. So the next one we're going to do is stretch the muscle on the back of the arm, the triceps muscles. So from there, I want you to bend the elbow first, so we're trying to get the hand up close to the shoulder. And then begin to lift the elbow up and back, like you're trying to get your hand to creep down your spine. Now you can use your other hand if you want to assist it, to push it further back, but you should feel a stretch here on the back of the arm. So again, hold it still in that stretch position, and then focus on your breathing. Good, and release. Let's do the same on the opposite side. So hand to shoulder first, getting the elbow to bend. Lift the elbow up and back as far as you can. Assist with the other hand if you feel that you need it, until you feel the stretch on the back of your arm. Good, and release. Right, the next one we're going to do is the inner thigh stretch. For this one, I want you to take your feet out as wide as you can on the floor, and your knees need to be out as wide as you possibly can as well. And then we're going to use your arms just to rest them on the inside of your knees, and then you can use them just to push the knees out a little bit wider if you want to, and begin to lean the torso forward. So imagine I'm trying to push my belly button forwards towards the floor, and that'll create more of a stretch on the inner thigh. So when you feel that stretch, hold it still. Focus on that breathing again. Good. Okay, come back up, bring the knees back in. Just two more. So we're going to do one for the back of the leg, these hamstring muscles on the back of the leg. If you straighten out one leg in front of you, so you've got the heel on the floor, place your hands on the opposite knee that's still bent. Sit yourself up tall. So again, it's like me trying to push my belly button forwards. And that might now engage a stretch on the back of that straight leg. If you don't feel a stretch yet, then keep your posture, but start to bend further forwards from that hip. So as I push my belly button further forwards, that'll generate more of a stretch. So rather than bending over the spine, keep that posture as we're just trying to bend forward from the hip to get more of a stretch. Good. Okay, bring that foot back in. Let's do the same on the opposite side. So straighten out the knee first of all with the heel on the floor. Hands on the opposite leg. Sit yourself up tall. If you feel stretch, great, hold it there. If not, bend from the hip, so you're trying to maintain that posture as you go forwards until you feel it pull on the back of the leg. How's your breathing now? Is it starting to come back close to normal? Because we've got one more stretch after this and then we're done. Good. Right, come back up, bring that foot back in. So for this last one, we're going to stretch the muscles on the front of the thigh, and to do that seated, we do need to turn the body slightly. So you've got one cheek effectively on the side of the chair and one cheek just slightly off. This one that's slightly off, I'm going to try and take that foot back behind me as far as I can. So the knee's going back as far as possible. And then from there, I'm going to then sit up nice and tall, allowing this hip to come forwards, and I can feel the stretch here now on the front of the thigh. Okay, if you need to increase the stretch, then you can try and move the knee and the foot further backwards if you need to. And if the knee's on the floor, that's fine. For a bit of support, that's okay. But you should feel a bit of a stretch here on the front of the thigh. Good. Okay, bring that one forwards. Let's turn around. Let's do the same on the other side. So take the foot back as far as you can, and then come into an upright position. Push the hip forwards, nice and up nice and tall. Get the stretch here on the front of the thigh. And relax, bring that foot back in. And you're finished. Great job, well done. If you managed to finish this workout today, then well done. Make sure you give yourself some time to recover fully and get your breathing back to normal. If you enjoyed it though, then please give it a like by clicking the thumbs up button below, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. You can also check out the description below for ways that you can help support this channel. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay active and keep moving to feel better.